What up, guys? This is Colin. Today I'm back again for another uh, episode anime review of Boku no Hero Academia or My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 25. This is the season finale, and I just watched it. It is, it doesn't have the spectacle or the, uh, crazy special effect, the crazy action. It doesn't have that, but it does have. It's foreshadowing what to come in future episodes for us. So, so basically, just to talk about what happened in episode 25. Episode 25 is basically, Mr. Eraserhead or Eraserhead, and he comes in. He tells them that you all gotta have to train out in the wood, and they're like, okay, we all gotta do this, and then they're like, okay, we gotta go and get all of this supposedly um, camping gears or sleeping gears, because I think they was gonna be out there for a week of training. So so the class 1A went out to like a shopping mall to buy the stuff that they need, for this upcoming training camp. So Deku and what's her name? Ochako? I don't know how to say her name correctly, but Gravity Girl. I'm gonna call her Gravity Girl. So and they were walking together, and then she like, oh, we could just go together, and she blushed it, so she ran away, and he's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna do it myself. So he goes, and then suddenly there's a character, a person who recognized that he was actually a UA student, and found out that it was actually Shigaraki. Let me see here. Pro Hero, Great Villain, Trapezius, Shigaraki. Yup. So he comes up with a hoodie and he's like, "Hey, I'm a great." He didn't really say I'm a great fan, but hey, how you doing? And he stuck his neck, I got his hand around Deku's neck, and I'm like, Deku, you got a small ass neck, and you could tell like toward the end of like the episode, right? Um, he had his whole hand around Deku's neck. I'm like, is either this dude is really tall or he had a big ass hand, one or the other, or both. So it's like, damn, but he got a firm ass grip on Deku's neck. I mean, he was just like, and his quirk is basically if his hand, all of his fingers touches you, you basically disintegrate. You turn to ashes. But for Deku, when they're having the conversation, he didn't fully touch Deku's neck because he wanted to have the conversation or to talk. He asked Deku, say, "What's the difference between me and Stain?" And I understood Stain's ideology, but yours, I didn't really understand you. It's like I don't know what you're trying to do. I guess that's what Deku was trying to tell him. Like you don't seem to have, uh, a path or a goal or something that you're striving for. Instead, you're just like nobody. I guess to my perception, to me, like when staying, he had a goal. He had a ideal. He had a goal that he was going for. He had he had a commitment, dedication that he had the ideal. His ideology. He had an ideology. Shigaraki doesn't have that ideal. Doesn't have that commitment. Doesn't have that a passion. Or that commitment to his cause. He doesn't have that. He lacked that. And I mean, eventually he found out. So that's kind of the conversation they were having. And then what saved Deku was Gravity Girl came in like, hey, who you? And then he like, oh, and then Shigaraki like, oh no, it's nothing. So the whole thing got locked. The whole shopping mall got locked down. Everybody got cleared, and Deku got interviewed, and then All Might came, and All Might said something that was really it struck me, and he said that I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry I couldn't save you, and that's really true in anime and in real life. You think about it, in real life, you have officers, you have firemen, you have nurses, doctor. And the thing is that, especially officers and firemen, when there's a fire and they go in and try to save everyone, they can't save everybody. A kid there's a door that they can't get to. Or the heat is too hot, they can't get to. Or the fire already take down the whole house. When they get there, they can't save it. The police officer trying to save this kid from this a gunfight can't save it because it's in the fray of the fight. Or they can't save the person who's being captured. That sort of thing. It's like it rang true. It's a really human trait, because a hero, you cannot save everybody. Even Superman can't save everybody. In truth, you just can't. So that really stuck with me because it tells you that All Might cannot be there for Deku all the time, and Deku need to really think on his feet, really figure out what to do with that certain situation. And he was pretty smart enough to like, you know what? I'm gonna stay calm. I'm gonna listen to this crazy guy. I'm gonna talk to this crazy guy, and hopefully, thing goes well. And that's a smart, because that's Deku. He's a tactician. He's the strategist. He's calm. He's think about things. He think it through. Maybe a little too much, but people like that tend to survive and grow. That are people who are hot-headed like, Bakugo. So you see what I'm saying? And then, Shigaraki he connected the dot, of heroes thing, having an ideal, a commitment, and everything was tied to All Might. People were looking after All Might. A villain was scared of All Might, because he was the number one guy. He was the most powerful villain, pro hero there was. So he's like, you know what? I found his call, his philosophy, his ideal, his motivation is to kill All Might. And then, of course, kill Deku too, because Deku is, in essence, like All Might. The upcoming All Might. So going to that, onto that, is that you see the similarity. You have All Might and Deku. So All Might is kind of like Star Wars. You have the master and the student. Obviously, the master is All Might and Deku is the student. And in the same way as All for One is a master for Shigaraki, who is the student, and you can see the light and darkness. Deku is the light, and Shigaraki is the darkness. You see the clash. And this is a really classic light versus dark theme fight. You see it in Star Wars. You see it in Lord of the Rings. Those are the classic theme. Light versus dark, good versus evil. Really traditional, but in a really interesting way. So those are the foreshadowing. Is that one? All for One is he's gonna fight All Might, and Deku is gonna fight with Shigaraki. It's gonna come one day. It's gonna come one day, eventually, because these two characters are the polar opposite of each other. They're like North and South Pole, and they're gonna fight each other at one point, and one's gonna win, and the other's gonna lose. And that is the biggest, I guess, the biggest takeaway that I got from this episode is that they are gonna fight each other at one point in time, and I hope that Deku wins, because Shigaraki is a shithead. He doesn't. He's just a murderous kid. You know, he's a murderous person. That's all he really is. And he straight out say that I'm gonna kill all these people. At least 25 people until at least someone get me. So he has vicious intent. Deku doesn't. Deku is pure heart. He is an ideal hero like All Might. So let's get to the end of this episode. So the end of the episode, we get to see the big bad motherfucker of all for one. Okay? And he's like, oh, he knows that Shigaraki have the conviction, have the motivation, have clear vision of the ideology of staying. So he's gonna push that and have people believe in that ideology. And then what he said caught my attention to what I just said earlier, was that he said that I have to prepare. I'm just paraphrasing, all right? This is not word for word. And he's saying that what he's saying is that he need to groom Shigaraki so he can be like the next me. So it's kind of like that he's grooming Shigaraki to become the ultimate villain, to be the baddest motherfucker villain ever. And that's what he's doing. He's training, he's kind of pushing Shigaraki along, kind of like exactly what All Might is doing. You see what I'm saying? It's the two polar opposite of each other, and they're fighting each other. One with a cause. They both have cause. One for the good cause, one for the bad cause. So you see the duality, the clashes of evil and goodness. Good. Evil and good. So guys, this episode is really a foreshadow of what to come in the future. And that's where it's all it really is. This episode is... I like season 1 and I like season 2. There's nothing bad about it. It's really well done. It's not... There's some episode that is like, yeah, okay. But overall, it's not bad. Not dragged out like, Naruto. This is perfectly spaced out. And I enjoy every part and pieces of this. And that's how anime should be done. Like this. I don't care if it's done quick. It's just that it should be like a good short, a good sweet episode. And that's what I want. I want a good episode, not a dragged on episode or season. Enough to give us the character development. Enough to tell us about all the characters in there. So guys, that is my, I guess, analysis or my take from this episode, season 2, episode 25. It is the season finale. And I've been kind of waiting, posting that, because I really want to come back and watch it again and give you my final thought. So, yeah, I want to thank you for your time and effort to watching my review and my analysis of this episode. Please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and browse my channel, guys. More content's on there. I have so much to talk about, so much you can learn from me, from pointing things out to you. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye-bye.